Welcome to Monday Morning Dharma on April 27th. Thank you very much for being here. Um, Kind of a little treat. I hope you regard it as a treat for our meditation this morning. I'm gonna, at one point during our meditation, I'm going to recite the Heart Sutra. So I would invite you to not listen to it from like a conceptual place, like I want to listen to this, what does this mean? Just sort of like allow it to come to you. Like sometimes in our meditations, I'll use the avail yourself to this thing, much as a mountain would avail itself to rays of sunshine. Just like avail yourself to the Heart Sutra, and understanding what it means will come later. For now, just like absorb it. It's like a sponge, just taking in nectar. Okay? We'll give that a try. And I, of course, will guide us through the meditation and the preliminaries for the Heart Sutra. Let's begin by settling into a comfortable meditation posture. Please take care to ensure that your spine is straight and relaxed. We're facing straight ahead with our head tilted slightly forward. This serves to bring our spine perfectly into alignment. And to help us settle in for meditation, we can silently recite our three-word mantra mounted upon the breath. As you inhale, silently say the word rest. At the top of the inhalation, silently say the word relax. And as you exhale, silently say the word release. Rest, relax, release, mounted upon the breath. Now is not the time to reflect on events that have occurred in the past. Those events cannot be changed, undone, or recreated. Nor is this the time to speculate on events that may or may not occur in the future. The future is unknown to us at this time. Now is the time to be fully present here in this moment. Now is the time to give yourself full permission to enjoy engaging in a practice that's going to bring you a peaceful state of mind, thus creating the causes for you to experience a peaceful world. And we can gently transition into meditation on the inner body. Please be the silent observer of sensations that may start in your hands and your feet in the form of a tingling, perhaps a lightness, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a pulsation. No analysis is necessary. There's nothing to figure out. Just be the silent observer of these sensations and allow a more awakened state of awareness to emerge. Please continue to rest in meditation on the inner body while receiving the words from the Heart Sutra, the Essence of Wisdom Sutra, homage to the perfection of wisdom, the Blessed Mother. Thus I have heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Mast Vulture's mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomena called profound illumination. At that time also, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, looking perfectly at the emptiness of inherent existence, also of the five aggregates. Then, through the power of Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a son of the lineage train who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke. Then the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whatever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this. Subsequently, looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence, also of the five aggregates. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form also is not other than emptiness. Likewise, feeling, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are merely empty, having no characteristics. They are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no increase and no decrease. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mentality. There is no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no tactile object, no phenomenon. There is no I element and so forth up to no up to no mentality element and also up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no exhaustion of ignorance and so forth up to no aging and death and no exhaustion of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, origin, cessation, or path, no exalted awareness, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely upon and abide in the perfection of wisdom. Their minds have no obstructions and no fear. Passing utterly beyond perversity, they attain the final nirvana. Also, all the Buddhas who reside perfectly in the three times, having relied upon the profound perfection of wisdom, became manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed, Teata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisoha. Shariputra, a bodhisattva, a great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like this. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, that he had spoken well. Good, good, O son of the lineage. It is like that. Because it is like that, just as you have revealed, in that way the profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced, and the Tathagatas will also rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, and that entire circle of disciples, as well as the worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, and spirits, were delighted and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. For the last moment or two of our meditation, please just rest in these words of the Heart Sutra, more formally known as the Essence of Wisdom Sutra. Teata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisoha. Now please gently redirect your awareness. Become aware again of your physical body and allow your breathing to become less shallow. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the weight of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of your physical body. Become aware again of your surroundings inside the room that you're occupying. Deeper and deeper breaths, becoming aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. We dedicate all of the merit, all of the positive energy from this morning's meditation to world peace. May all beings, without exception, soon come to enjoy a state of complete, perfect fearlessness. May all beings, without exception, be completely free from all forms of emotional and physical suffering. May all beings, without exception, enjoy inner and outer peace. May they enjoy inner and outer freedom. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Thank you. Very nice. So a little bit of explanation about the setting of the revealing of the Heart Sutra way back when, 2,600 years ago. As I'm sure we gather, the question was raised by a monk whose name was Shariputra, um, one of the most famous devotees of the Buddha. He was actually the Buddha's personal attendant. Avalokiteshvara, known as the Bodhisattva of compassion, Avalokiteshvara. It might take a while for some of us to be able to pronounce that word. So Shariputra asked the question to Avalokiteshvara, and most of the Heart Sutra that you hear is Avalokiteshvara's reply to Shariputra's question. Okay. Now, for those of you who attended um, Friday's class when we started talking about emptiness, um, you may be saying, wait a minute, you said on Friday that emptiness is not nothingness. Yet Avalokiteshvara throughout the teaching said things like there is no origin, suffering, cessation, or path. There is no aging and death and no exhaustion of aging and death and so forth. You might be thinking that sounds a lot like nothing. You know, my made up theory on it is that just in the interest of brevity, he says no, rather than saying there is no inherently existing aging and death and no inherently existing um, absence of aging and death. I just think it's kind of in the name of brevity. And the sutra teachings are presented like that, or not the sutras themselves, but scholars and writers who refer to the sutras will kind of abbreviate them to make them more kind of readable and more short. So, anyways, um, Heart Sutra, and I hope you enjoyed that. It's an amazing, beautiful, beautiful text slash teaching. And by the way, on Friday we talked about the text, through which we can study and learn more about emptiness in general and the Heart Sutra in particular. The Essence of Wisdom Sutra, the root text is included as an appendix in Heart of Wisdom, the book that I suggested. So, um, in Friday's class, talked a lot about samsara, sort of explained the basis for samsara. Samsara being all of the appearances and conceptions of a deluded mind, this kind of confused mode of existence that is kind of our norm, as opposed to another mode of existence that we might aspire to called nirvana, all the appearances and conceptions of a pure mind. And I talked a lot about, talked about like wisdom realizing emptiness being the antidote for the sufferings that arise through our samsara, the samsaric experience we have. That I want to talk a little bit more about how we might come to understand emptiness itself. Okay. And you guys, this is teachings on emptiness, wisdom realizing emptiness are the most profound of all of the Buddha's teachings, the most profound and difficult to understand of any teaching that I've ever encountered. And the practical advice that I can give you, having made every mistake there is to make, trying to understand emptiness, is to apply some effort to studying and meditating on emptiness. And by the way, coming to have a conceptual understanding of emptiness is just one step. Ultimately, what we want to do is have an experience of that emptiness, of wisdom realizing emptiness, the emptiness of all phenomena. Okay. So my advice, apply some effort, try to study, try to meditate, but don't kill yourself. Don't knock yourself out trying to, pull all-nighters, studying, memorizing and, beating yourself up because you don't understand after 2 or 3 years. Be gentle with yourself. Let it come to you, kind of like just avail yourself to this transformative transformative teaching, this transformative insight. And on Friday, I kind of might have gone over the line by calling wisdom realizing emptiness and its eradication of samsara being the holy grail. I don't retract that. It's might be kind of alarming to have heard those words. Just something else I would offer, that the emptiness of self, which is the ultimate object of realization with regard to emptiness, that the self is an illusion, and therefore all of the sufferings that self experiences go away, since there's no basis. If there's no truly existing basis for self, then who or what is there to experience suffering? Eckhart Tolle referred to this recognition of the illusion of self as being the greatest insight in all of humanity, in the history of humanity. So don't take my word for it for calling it the Holy Grail. Take Eckhart Tolle's if you want to. So couple of little contemplations for us to try to get to a place where we might be able to understand emptiness. And some of you have experienced me using these kind of alternative meditations in Medicine Buddha practice. I think I've done it a few times in our Monday, Friday classes, have definitely used it during the Tuesday, Thursday meditations. But one is silence, thinking about silence. Silence is the mere absence of sound. This is what silence is, and it's all that it is. The word mere, M-E-R-E, in this context means nothing else. Nothing else. Silence is the mere absence of sound. It is the absence of sound, this absence, that defines silence. Do you guys see this? If it's abstract a little bit, That's okay, but I'm hoping you understand the words. Similarly, stillness is the mere absence of movement. Okay. There is nothing more to stillness than this absence. And again, as I tried to emphasize on Friday, an absence is not the same as nothingness. It's subtle, it's really subtle, but important, as we'll learn as we get into and start to understand the Heart Sutra more. Silence is the mere absence of sound. Stillness is the mere absence of movement. Darkness, the mere absence of light. Yes, it's this absence of light that defines darkness. Emptiness is the mere absence of inherent existence. It is this absence of inherent existence, or you can think of it as any inherently defining qualities, fundamentally intrinsic defining qualities. It is the absence of these intrinsically foundational, fundamentally defining aspects. It's this absence that defines all phenomena. This is what the Buddha teaches in the Heart Sutra. It's the absence of any defining qualities or characteristics or features or aspects. It's the absence of anything we can sort of wrap our head around to try to define it that actually defines what the thing is. The meaningful absence. Why does this matter? Because when we recognize, oh, this enemy that I have, this person, I retract the word enemy. Let's start with a more moderate example. This person who gets on my nerves, right, who pushes my buttons, they're empty of any irritating or button pushing qualities. That's their true nature, is being absent of button pushing qualities. Yeah. On the other hand, this shiny thing that I'm chasing after, money or reputation or praise, right? It's also empty of inherent existence. I've just made up these shiny qualities that I'm chasing after with my mind. From the side of the object, it is empty of inherent existence, also known as inherently defining qualities, features, aspects, anything, right? That's why we're out of time, but that's why I have found over the years a really good intermediate sort of tool to understand the emptiness of inherent existence. This is the ultimate nature of phenomena. The fundamentally defining nature of phenomena is that it's empty of any inherently defining qualities. A good, like, beginner path, a good beginner path is silence is the mere absence of sound. That's easier for me to understand, anyways. Stillness is the mere absence of movement. Darkness is the mere absence of light. Emptiness is the mere absence of inherent existence. So try that on for size as we try to understand emptiness, and we'll move on. We'll move on into the great scope on Friday in Friday's class and get into maybe some less mind twisting, mind bending concepts. And just know this, it with regard to profound Buddhist teachings, aka difficult to understand Buddhist teachings, doesn't get more difficult than emptiness. So yeah, the most difficult part is over. Now it's just understanding it and meditating in it and having an experience of it, actualizing it. That's where we're trying to go with this. And again, last thing, the please burn this into your consciousness. The most important object of understanding and actualizing with regard to emptiness is the emptiness of our own sense of self, the I, the me that we cling to and protect and freak out over almost constantly. That's the most important object of realization with regard to emptiness. The realization insight that Eckhart Tolle refers to as the most important insight in the history of humanity. So, okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you, Jeff.
Zoomers. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're most welcome.